Can teachers be forced to take a drug test? This question arises from the court case between Sherry Hearn and the Board of Public Education. Sherry Hearn was a high school history teacher and was fired from her position as a teacher for refusing to take a drug test after marijuana was found in her car. A school drug screen was performed at the school she taught at, and a drug-sniffing police dog singled out Hearn's car. The police officer entered the car and found a used marijuana cigarette. The principal at the time told Hearn she needed to take a drug test, and when Hearn refused, the principal gave her a warning letter. The warning letter said, "In the course of a drug search, a substance found to have tested positive for cannabinoid was found in her personal vehicle. Based on this finding, in compliance with BOE Policy 766, Drug-Free Workplace, you are hereby directed to submit to a drug test for reasonable suspicion within the 2-hour limit. Your failure to comply may result in disciplinary action." Hearn took the Board of Education to court, saying that what she was being told to do violated her denial of her substantive and procedural due process rights, intentional breach of contract, and the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. Now, should teachers be required to take a random drug test? There was a poll taken on debate.org where everyday people answered the question, should teachers be required to take random drug tests? A green thumbs up on this website means yes, teachers should be required to take random drug tests. One person replied, "Drug testing. Drug testing should be required for teachers. Besides parents, teachers have the most influential power over children. If you're going to have a job molding the young in our society, regardless of whatever opinion you have of marijuana, you need to be following the laws that our government has made." Another person says, "This is a must. Of course, a drug test may be degrading in some ways, but teachers are supposed to be role models of our students. They should steer the students in the right direction. Some argue that using drugs does not mean the teacher is incompetent. Sure, why not? However, the usage of drugs have bad side effects that will affect the teacher's ability to educate the student, which will also affect the student's learning environment. In addition, drug addicts are unpredictable in many ways and will be a hazard to the children. And to say that the government is trying to monitor our lives, honestly, I think that's absurd. There's a difference between taking away our rights to privacy and drug testing for safety." A red thumbs down means no teacher should not be randomly drug tested. One person says, "No way, absolutely not. Teachers should be evaluated by their performance at work, nothing else. Teachers are people too and should not have their rights infringed upon. If they are effective teachers, what they do in their own free time is their own business, just like anyone else in another profession. It's not like they are coming to work high." Another person says, "Although teachers are responsible for our children, drug testing is an invasion of privacy that isn't necessary. I believe that even though teachers are responsible for our children while at school, the issue of invasion of privacy takes precedence over everything else. What teachers do in their own time should not be the concern of the community, and random drug testing interferes with the right to privacy in one's life. If teachers are drug tested, then so should almost every other citizen that works, since all jobs have some level of importance in the community." According to education law, there are 2 types of drug tests that are lawful when testing teachers. One is those with reasonable suspicion, and the other is those that are random and suspicionless. There were similar cases to the Hearn v. Board of Education case of 1999, the Warren v. Board of Education 2001, the Board of Education of Independent School District No. 92 of Pottawatomie County v. Earls of 2002, and the Knox County Education Association v. Knox County Board of Education of 1998. There are states who have been trying to pass a random drug test law for teachers, including Missouri and Hawaii, but they keep getting shut down by unions saying that this violates each teacher's amendment rights. One Missouri state rep said, "Why should a school employee not be tested? After all, police officers, factory workers, and people in most other industries can be randomly drug tested for drug use." Other people say that testing teachers is expensive and unnecessary, costing $51 for a single test. And folks who go into teaching are not the kind who use drugs, according to Assistant General Counsel for the NEA. So I suppose the question is, should we randomly drug test? Or should we not randomly drug test?